Well, good day, viewers, good day. It's a cool one today. And of course, I'm trying to figure out what to do for video. So I kind of come up with something that's kind of foolish and maybe fun and whatever. Might not be. Might give me more grief than I want. Anyway, I was thinking about doing a traction test on the tractors just for fun, and I'm gonna maybe, if I can, see if I can get the tractors to drive through from about where I've cleaned by the propane tank and go down through by on my side of the spruce tree and down past my little post there and back out onto the clearing. And then maybe back around behind the garage and come around up to where I'm standing here. Anyway, it's just kind of a foolish thing to do. I didn't know what else to do, so just a thought. Now, the snow out there, I'm guessing it's about a foot deep. Maybe. Some of it's got snow blown on top of it, so that stuff is the harder stuff to get through. And all of it has got snow that's been there for 2 or 3 weeks and has been melted and froze and melted and froze and whatever. Anyway, I don't know if the tractors will go through that or not, really. But I might try it just for the heck of it. So we'll see how far they can go, or if they can get right through from down there up to there. And I don't know which way I'll start from, but anyway. Or maybe just come straight from the propane tank across to where I'm standing here. Anyway, we'll go in and have a look at the candidates and see how they stack up. So, firstly, I guess, maybe I'll go down here. Maybe over here. There's the leaking, beeping chainsaw. Look at that. So the Massey Ferguson 14, this one right here, and the Case 446, and the John Deere 140 are all the candidates for this foolish test. Now, all the tractors without any attachments, front or rear, no weights or no rear weights, no wheel weights, no chains, just the bare tractor, they all basically weigh about the same weight, give or take 20 or 30 pounds between all three of them. I'll sit down here because this is going to get kind of intense here. So they all have attachments. 2 of them have snow blowers and one has snow plow. So right off the bat, they've got front weight, which takes traction away from the rear tires. So they're all basically about the same that way. The Case and the John Deere have wheel weights. The MF14 doesn't have any wheel weights. No tires are loaded. Get up here. So there's gonna go over the John Deere, I guess here. The wheel weights on the John Deere are 50 pounds each, and the weight on the back with the 2 bags of sand and the cast iron water trough, I'm guessing is about 100 pounds. So you're looking at about 200 pounds of extra weight on the back. The John Deere has got ATV tires, and the Massey Ferguson has got the same tires, other than they're narrower. Those are 10-inch tires, and these are 12-inch. So, no chains on the John Deere. A disadvantage that the John Deere has is the turf tires on the front. That's going to make it hard for it to push through the snow. The wider the tire, the more resistance for pushing. So I guess they're basically, it's going to have, the attachment will be lifted to the height that it can go, so it may be pushing snow while it's doing that. Little foolish test through the snow. And this one, the same thing. The blower will be up all the way. And again, like I say, it may be pushing snow. Now, the front tires on this tractor are quite a bit narrower than the ones on the John Deere. And that was the idea of them types of tires on the farm tractors. That's a lot easier to push through the mud and the snow. And that type of tire gives good traction for steering. Where the ones on the John Deere are basically useless in anything. They're meant for driving over grass, and that's it. So, the other thing, we have a little taller tire on the case, but the tires on the case are hard. There's no flex whatsoever of them tires. And the tires have chains on them. And the wheel weights on the case are 75 pounds each for each wheel, and then there's 50 pounds on the back here of it. The ATV tires tend to flex good, I guess. So now the ag tires on the case are definitely have got a nice deep grip, but like I say, there's no flex to them. And the MF14, it's got the plow on the front, so I'll have it up, but depending how deep it is, it may be pushing snow too. And you can see that the front mount system there is low, so it's definitely going to be pushing snow underneath where the plow hooks up. And they're all low that way, so like I say, they're all going to be pushing snow probably. This one has the skinny tires on the front, but they're mounted on wide wheels. So they wouldn't be as bad as the ones on the John Deere, but they wouldn't be as good as the ones that are on the case for pushing through stuff. So yeah, and the MF tractor here, the 14, has chains on it, and it's got a, I don't know how much that weighs, but it wouldn't be much more than 50 pounds, I wouldn't think. So the Massey Ferguson has got quite a bit less weight on the back of it. "14 horsepower engine in this one, and 14 in that one, and a 16 in this one. Not that that's going to make any difference. This is single range drive, so that's just going to stay just like that. And this case has a high and low range, so we'll use low range in it. And the same thing with the Massey Ferguson, we'll use a low range in it. So that's what I'm going to do, maybe. Just for some fun. And like I say, I don't know if the tractors will even get halfway into the snowbank before they stop. I have no idea. Anyway, it's just something to do. I should be doing something more useful, but I'm not. All right, so that might take place today, or it might take place tomorrow. We'll see what the weather brings, and it might not take place until who knows when. But anyway, it's just a thought, just something fun to do. See if one has better traction than the other. So what I need you to do is now put your comments in as to which one do you think would have more traction than the other. Another thing, that the case has 11 inches of ground clearance. John Deere is about 7, and I think the MF is about 8, maybe 9. But in a way, that's not going to make any difference because of the front attachments that are on there. They're going to be dragging in the snow. Anyway, just something fun to do. Leave your comments as to which one you think will have the best traction and go the furthest in the snow. The tractor with the cab, she's got pretty good traction. I don't know if it would really be any better or worse than the other 2 or 3 that I'm putting in the traction contest, but she's got about 150 pounds weight on her, and she's got change and ag tires. Now the difference in this tractor here with the cab, it has an automatic lock-and rear differential. So if it gets into something where the conditions are both the same on each wheel, she'll lock up the rear diff and put power to both back wheels. So that doesn't mean it'll be any better than the rest of them, but that's just a difference in that system and that tractor. And we'll talk about this one here. The Ford is a little bit heavier base tractor too, but now we'll talk about the MF12. It's a great little tractor. The batteries are all charged up. We'll have to get that off of there. Put that away. But yeah, she's a great little tractor. It works really well. It's fun to use. It's got a bunch of weight in the back. It's got chains. It's got wheel weights. And it's basically useless. It's the worst one out of the bunch for traction. So there's no sense even trying it. I know that it just won't go anywhere. When I first got that tractor, it had the snow blower on the front. And it had, I don't know if we had the ag tires on or not. It might have been the turf tires at that time, but it did have the chains on it. And the weight that's on the back of the 14 was on the back of this one. And I can remember getting stuck out just where I was showing you, where I'm thinking I'm going to go through for the traction challenge. Getting stuck out there with this. Finally getting it out. Couldn't go ahead, couldn't go back, just stuck. So I took the cab tractor out and drove through the same spot. You can drive through, turn around, drive back, and turn around, drive through. And never spun a wheel, just kept going. So what it is with this tractor, I don't know. It's not, I don't know if it's the drive system in it or what it is, that it just doesn't have the traction that you think it would have by the way it looks. And again, it's a little lighter tractor, a base tractor with no attachments or anything on it. It's probably 100 pounds lighter than the case in the John Deere and the other Massey Ferguson. It's about 100 pounds lighter, I'd say. Anyway, just something to do. I should be working on stuff. I've got motors to work on. I've got the mower decks to work on. I've got stuff to clean up. I've got leaking, beeping chainsaws and stuff everywhere. I should be doing all that stuff, right? That's what I should be doing, but here I am going to drive the tractors into a snowbank and see which one can go the furthest. And more than likely be my luck, I'll get them stuck. And I'll have to get them out. Oh well. Anyway, stay tuned. We'll see what happens. I may get to do it and I may not. Anyway, give me your thoughts. Which one do you think would have the best traction? Have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing. Give us your comments on which one. Goodbye now.